Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit subscribe, support this channel, and join Ninja Nation. And without further ado, here are my Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I'm going to start with Ranger Suarez, who threw 7 1/3 innings, giving up only 2 runs, and had 3 Ks. He had a nasty sinker, and got the sword on a curveball. Braxton Garrett had 7 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings, thanks to his wicked sliders. Zach Plesac also had some nasty sliders. He had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, only giving up 1 run. Framber Valdez had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up only 3 hits, and had these 84-mile-an-hour cutters. I know they look like sliders. He calls them a cutter. And also had his sinker and curveball working. Valdez's sinker helps him get a ground ball rate of 68%, which is way higher than the major league average of 45%. Johnny Cueto had 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, thanks to his sinker and his beautiful changeups. Look at these changeups, they absolutely disappear. Cueto is up against Dean Kramer of the Orioles, who was also nasty and had this 90-mile-an-hour cutter. At one point in this game, there were 11 strikeouts and they were all swinging. So when the Ripper finally saw a chance to catch a body, he jumped on it. I mean, this pitch was a little out of the zone, but you can't blame the Ripper for quenching his thirst for blood. Never go down looking when John Tumpane is behind the plate. Robbie Ray had his usual assortment of vicious sliders and overpowering fastballs, leading him to 6 strikeouts over 6 one-run innings. Clayton Kershaw was brilliant yesterday with 7 strikeouts over 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run, and his curveball was on point. He had an 86% whiff rate on his Cooperstown curveball. And I call it a Cooperstown curveball because they really should have an exhibit in Cooperstown just dedicated to Clayton Kershaw's curveball. It sums up the beauty of baseball in one pitch. Here's an overlay of Kershaw's fastball and his Cooperstown curveball, and you can see what makes that curveball so tough. Kershaw outdueled Hunter Green, whose slider was on, but his fastball, well, it served as batting practice. An interesting stat on Green's fastball is he's giving up 15 home runs on that fastball, which is a lot, but only 1 on a fastball over 100 miles an hour. So Green can work on his fastball intensity each pitch, as well as maybe adding another pitch like a splitter to keep hitters off his fastball. Speaking of fastballs, my most dominant starter yesterday was Frankie Montas. Montas took a no-hitter into the 8th inning, had 8 strikeouts, and gave up only 2 hits. He had his wicked splitter working and his overpowering fastball. He actually hit 99 miles an hour on his 99th pitch in this game. And there are some contending teams that are salivating at the thought of getting Frankie Montas in their rotation. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Andres Munoz had 2 White Castle specials in a row and had this 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Total filth. Seranthony Dominguez had these 99-mile-an-hour sinkers that ran 18 inches. Dude sure looks like a closer to me. Devin Williams had this impossible back foot airbender. A back foot changeup? That is insane. He has a 48% whiff rate on his airbender, and it's also helped his fastball because opponents are only hitting .079 against his fastball because they're gearing up for the airbender. Josh Hader had these vicious sliders. Hader has an amazing 59.6% whiff rate on his slider, which is amazing because hitters also can't hit his fastball. His ERA this year, .83. Joan Duran had his overpowering fastball and his curveball working. Here's a 101-mile-an-hour fastball and an 88-mile-an-hour curveball overlaid, and good freaking luck with that. David Bednar had this Expelliarmus curveball.
Expelliarmus!
And my filthiest reliever of the day was Felix Bautista with these insane splitters. And here's an overlay of his 87-mile-an-hour splitter and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Look at the drop on that splitter. In the College World Series, Dylan DeLucia was absolutely clutch, throwing a shutout, sending Ole Miss to the finals. A masterful performance. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. Baseball is fun. Here's my preview of some of today's games. First, we have Julio Urias going against the Braves, and Urias is plus 420 to have 8 strikeouts or more. 420? I like my odds high, and I think I would pick Urias to have 8 strikeouts or more. The Braves do K a lot. Next, we have Sandy Alcantara and Ty Walker facing off, and Ty Walker is plus 830 to have 8 strikeouts or more. He's had 9 strikeouts and 10 strikeouts in his last 2 starts and seems to be putting it all together, so I kind of like Ty Walker to have 8 strikeouts or more. Sandy Alcantara is plus 870 to have 10 strikeouts or more in this game. Now, Alcantara does not have a lot of 10 strikeout games this year, but at plus 870, maybe it's worth a try. What do y'all think? Leave your thoughts in the comments.